I'm going to be using this pedigree from my favorite show, Avatar: The Last Airbender, to demonstrate some modes of inheritance. The first mode of inheritance I would like to talk about is X-linked dominant. That is when a trait is linked to the X chromosome, the sex female chromosome, and dominant refers to the dominant allele describing those who express the trait, so those who are shaded in. We can see in the first generation that X-linked dominant inheritance is not possible for this pedigree, because when you cross an affected male and an unaffected female, you'll get these results. And as you can see, the only possibility for male offspring is unaffected. And as you can see, they have two affected or fire-bending sons. The next mode of inheritance is X-linked recessive. This is the same as X-linked dominant, except for the recessive allele describes the affected individuals. This is possible, and in that case, 1.2, or Isla, will be heterozygous. 2.4, Ursa, will also be heterozygous. 2.1, Lee, could be either heterozygous or homozygous, but we're just going to say she's heterozygous. And then 3.1, Lu10, would be heterozygous. Moving on to autosomal dominant inheritance, that's the same as X-linked, except for instead of linked to a sex chromosome, it's linked to an autosomal chromosome, which is anything that isn't a sex chromosome. Dominant meaning that the dominant allele will describe the affected individuals. This mode of inheritance is possible, and in that case, all of the unaffected individuals will be homozygous recessive, and IRO has to be heterozygous in order to get an unaffected son. Ozai could be heterozygous or homozygous, so we'll say he's heterozygous. Moving on to autosomal recessive. This is going to be the same as autosomal dominant, except for the recessive allele will describe the affected individuals. In this case, it is possible, it is consistent with this pedigree, and in this case, 1.2, Isla, must be heterozygous. 2.1, Lee, she can be homozygous or heterozygous, but we're just going to say for the fact that she is heterozygous. 2.4, Ursa, is going to be heterozygous. And then 3.1, Lee's son, Lu10, is heterozygous. The last mode of inheritance is Y-linked inheritance. As we can see, that's not possible because we have an affected female who doesn't have a Y chromosome. So it's not Y-linked inheritance.